But what about like meal timing? If you do lift and your protein synthesis remains elevated for like the coming few days, then how would you have to implement like the protein intake within that time frame?
We have research showing that the anabolic window, the period of muscle protein synthesis increase post-training, decreases as you get more advanced. We also have a study showing that in untrained individuals, actually compared to bodybuilders, was Nori et al. From Japan, they found that the protein timing doesn't matter at all in untrained individuals, probably because that stimulus is going to be around for days. So you know, if you have your post-workout shake immediately after the workout or 4 hours later, it doesn't matter. It's like all within the same time frame, physiologically speaking. But for the bodybuilders, it actually came to a few hours. There's a few other indications as well that suggest to me that you want to sort of mimic this curve of protein synthesis. Basically, you have to fuel the anabolic window. So the anabolic window it's an anabolic window of potential, researchers sometimes call it. It doesn't mean you actually get that protein synthesis. You do have to fuel it. So I like to basically give more protein in the periods after workouts, and especially the period between the workout and the evening. There's a few studies that have looked at this. If you wake up, you have to work out, and you go to bed, and if you have most of the calories here, that gives poor results in a few studies than if you shift the calories to post-workout in between the period of workout and bedtime.
What about, like, let's say BCAAs? Then can they circumvent the need to actually eat protein?
No, I think they can't. I think almost always you're better off with just leucine is like a signal that switches on mTOR. But it's like, the analogy I like to use, it's like a light. Leucine is the switch. You try to turn on the light, but you also need electricity. So there's actually also a recent study that found that if you just consume leucine, you're getting mTOR activation, and P76K, that whole anabolic signaling cascade, is going to be activated. But there's a bottleneck at the translation to the ribosomes, because the anabolic signal is there, but there are no other amino acids to actually build muscle protein. So you actually don't get an increase in muscle protein synthesis. There are earlier studies thought that this was true because they saw mTOR increase, and normally mTOR increase is followed by protein synthesis. But that can only happen when you also have the other amino acids. Otherwise, they're the rate limiting step.
Yeah,
I think almost always, even financially, you're better off buying whey than BCAAs.